Hi, everyone, and welcome to another interesting podcast. And today we have a very crucial topic that we are going to discuss with our guest today, and that is pitching and negotiation. We'll understand from a founder's point of view how they pitch, how they negotiate, how they communicate in a business setting. So, Sanjana, how about we start with a powerful introduction?
Oh, hi Sumit. Very good morning, and so happy to see you. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much for that. And yes, I am Sanjana Sharma. I run a company called OXDIGI Media and Tech Solutions. I'm the founder and director of the company. We do provide services on digital marketing, CRM automation, AI solutions. It's been over a decade in tech industry, digital industry. I have worked with multiple big shot clients and in North America, in Dubai, in Bangalore. It's been 13, 14 years of journey. Yeah, that's about me.
Okay. And how did you even get into entrepreneurship? Why not a safe job?
I was in a full time job before I started OXDIGI Media, and it was going pretty well. So I'll tell you, but I always had this thought of starting my own, something of my own, because see what happens when you do something for years, right? Then you have that expertise that you can run everything by your own, right? Once you have your team in place, once you have your partners in place, then why not, right? And I didn't start it at a very young age. I'm doing it with all my expertise and with all the knowledge now. Yeah, that's
Okay.
the reason I started last year, not before, because I wanted to learn, grab, explore different industries and, understand the market. I was in Canada, I worked there in Toronto. I was in Bangalore for 7, 8 years. Then I shifted to UAE. I still have my UAE, my second home. Bangalore is my first home. So I manage both the site pretty well, I hope. And yeah, it's helping me. So that's the reason now I have all the command, everything in place. So yeah, that's the reason I started.
Okay. I mean, one thing I notice is, of course, there's a different mindset. Like, we are used to hearing start young, fail young, and then build from there. But your mindset is let me first build the experience and then get into entrepreneurship. So, what actually influenced this decision?
Very good question. And thanks for asking this, by the way. Yes, I hear nowadays so many people are starting a business at very young age. Maybe that works for them. Maybe they want to start young, learn and fail in a very young age. Maybe that works for them, but I have a different thought about it. I always wanted to learn, understand, fail, right? At first. And then I believe business or any company or any, if you own something, right? Any success comes from understanding, learning, knowledge. Once you have that, then it is easier to succeed. You know where you failed, right? So I believe to take some time, understand, learn from the industry, right? What's happening around, then jump into this entrepreneurship journey, not before. But yes, nowadays it's a trend, I would say. Earlier it was not. Earlier we were so happy to be software engineer, manager, it was kind of an achievement, but now it's a more of a trend, I would say. But I always believe learn, understand, grab it, fail before you launch something or start, because it needs a lot of effort, money, right? You just can't lose it, right? You're not just losing the time, you're losing the money as well, right? And people trust, right? When you start something, when you do something. So it's very important to understand, explore, be very knowledgeable about it, and then do it. And I think it comes with the age, it comes with the experience, comes with the years of knowledge, and then the chances of getting successful on that business gets more higher. So I think I believe that way. But yes, as I said, it's a trend. People are starting early. They want to learn, fail at early, and maybe yeah, that's good for them.
I
It's
guess,
a choice.
yeah,
It's a choice, I would say.
yeah. I think, but I have a little bit of a different perspective on this matter. I believe that our generation is forced to become an entrepreneur rather than a choice. Because if you read the news today, Oracle fired 30,000 of its employees at a go. So, this whole perspective of job safety, I don't think exists anymore.
100%. That is another reason, why this is a trend now. Yes, there was a job security in my time. I'm not too old, but still 15 years back when I was 23, 24, it it was a dream to work in a multinational company and to be in a full-time job, have this tag, and very secure. I worked for a company for 5 years, 6 years. You can just be on that job and you will be happy and satisfied, right? But now, due to inflation, due to a lot of firing in the industry, it is not safe, right? People feel jobs are not any more safe, right? But not true for all the industry, I would say. Still, there are people who are on 9 to 5 job and they are satisfied, they are good. But it's good to have something side by side, as we call it nowadays, side hustle. So
Yeah.
it's a trend again. But yes, no harm doing it, no harm starting off something of your own if you know it, if you have that clarity, right? Clarity and vision, if you have it, no worries, you can start. But if you are doing it just because it is a trend and people are talking about it, jobs are not even secure anymore, I wouldn't say that. It is a choice again, right? But it is good to have something of your own, and you can do both. Actually, you know what, you have weekends, do your side hustle, learn something, create content. Nowadays content is the king. So yeah, you can do a lot of things even being on that job, right? That gives you security. It comes with some pain, but yes. And yeah, both are true, I wouldn't say 100% rely on your job. Yes, nowadays it is difficult, but start with a side hustle with your job, right? That can be another solution. Instead of living starting everything from your own, that can be another solution. That's what I'm
True.
saying. Yeah.
So, a balance.
Balance.
Okay.
Yes.
I get it.
Learn once, very 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 sure. It's so easy to say, okay, this is what is happening, jobs are not secure enough. This is easy to say, but if you are good at something, nobody will just fire you just like that. Try to be that expert on something, try to be good at something, so that even if somebody thinks of firing you, they'll think twice. Okay, no, this person is so good, maybe do a 3 4 employee job all in one package, just be that all in one package, and then you'll see, you're secure, right? If you lack on something, then you have that chances of getting fired more. But if you are good at something, I think you are good to go.
Makes sense. And Sanjana, according to you, since you have also worked in a job, you have also been an entrepreneur, what's the biggest difference in mindset? An employee mindset versus a founder mindset?
Big difference, right? When you work for a company, right, you know you have to do certain things. You have a timeline, right? 9 to 5. You have to go there, you need to do your job, you have few tasks, right? And it is very much aligned, organized, distributed between the team members, and you have to perform some duty, come back home, you have your life. When it comes to entrepreneurship, when you have your own firm, when you run a brand, when you run a company, the huge difference is, it is, I would say it is a 24/7 hour, 24/7 thoughts, right? It can't be just based on timelines, like, okay, you are there, you're thinking about this job just 9 to 5, but you are just out of it after 7 or after 6. It is not that way, right? When it is your firm, there is a difference in vision, I would say, right? There, when we work, when we do job, there is no visionary requirement. Okay, you can have your 5 years plan in place. Okay, I will work in this firm, then I will be manager, then I'll be head of marketing or head of development, and that's so on. But you have a very a very potted, and I would say limited vision with it, right?
Yeah.
When it is your company, then there should be a vision, right? You work as a system, right? You don't work under the system. It is the system which you have to define, correct?
Yeah.
So there should be a system, there should be the process which you need to define, right? And you need to scale all by yourself, right? How you will grow, how you will make money, how you will connect with people, how you will network with people. 100 of questions, right? Which you need to answer by yourself. That's why I said where the expertise and knowledge comes in place, right? The network, the connections come in place, because in entrepreneurship, if you have something of your own, you need connections, you need vision, you need your 5 years plan should be in place, right? You can't be confused and start a company, right? So, but when you are working in a 9 to 5 job, you can be confused. It's okay. People leave company, they join another company. It's okay. It's easy comparatively, right? Doing a job is easier than running a company, 100%. Right?
Okay.
So that's the difference I can see, and you need to be bold and brave and mindful enough to understand the game. Right? So that's the difference between the job and when you run anything of your own, because there you can't take, you take chances, you take risk, but decision making should be very, very strong when it comes to your company. Here, there are other people. When it comes to job, there are other seniority, there are other senior people who can take those decisions for you. But here, you are by yourself. That's a huge difference, 100%.
I get that. I mean, especially figuring out those systems and all on your own is challenging.
Very, very, very important. It is important, right? That's how you succeed, right? If you have the answer, you should have your answers, right? Set of questions, answers, okay? Here, if you don't, in the job, if you don't have answers, there are people who can help you. But here, you own the company, you are the leader. You need to define your questions and answers and how you will run the game, right?
Absolutely. Okay. And Sanjana, what would you say is the main difference between the 20-year-old version of you pitching to a founder and the current version of you?
So I'll tell you something. If I'm a 20-year-old, and I have noticed many 20-year-old or people who are in their 20s, right?
Yeah.
When they pitch, they sell services. They talk more of services in front of the clients. They are okay, we do have this, we do have the services, we do that, we develop system, we develop the website, we do social media marketing, we do search engine optimization, we do paid services, we have this.
Yeah.
And then we can do this for you. Whereas when it comes to a founder who is in 30s or 40s, right, experienced enough. The founder in 30s and 40s will focus more on outcomes and the problems, right?
Okay.
A 30-year-old me or a 40-year-old me will never sell services, right? I will sell the outcome. I will talk about the problem they are facing. And based on that, I would say, okay, these are the activities we need to perform to achieve this in this timeline, right? So the activities will be very clear, the outcome will be clear, and the timeline, which is very, very important to win any clients. The clarity, I would say, right? And how much you understand their problem, right?
Yeah.
So the understanding of problem, the way you pitch the outcome, not the services, that's a huge difference I see when I say it's a 20-year-old Sanjana who is pitching versus 40-year-old Sanjana who is pitching, right? So that's the difference I can tell you, right? And that's and it's not just the 20-year-old Sanjana, I would say, it is the 20s people, that's the mistake, because I have my team members. They are in their 20s, they are BDs, right? Business development people.
Yeah.
I know where they make mistakes. This is the standard mistake what they make, right? Selling services. So pitching services is not the solution. When you pitch the services, then you are just a random, random vendor, right? Random vendor who is selling the services. When you sell the outcomes and when you talk about problems, what they are facing, that's where the game change, right?
Okay.
So that's how I can see the difference.
I get that. So information driven versus somebody who is outcome driven, and outcome driven will always win.
So I would say 20s are more, people will be more selling and selling services driven. Here, the people who has that expertise, experience, knowledge, it would be more outcome driven. Then you know what you're doing and what will happen and how you will achieve this in this given timeline. So you will have the clear picture, right?
Yeah.
So the clarity versus the initial, I would say, okay, the service selling, right? That's the difference. Yeah.
I get that. Okay, then I would love to put this to the test. So right now you're wearing a wonderful watch.
Oh.
Why don't you try selling me the watch on an outcome driven basis?
Oh my God.
I'm curious how you would take up this challenge.
But this is the product. I sell, I'm in the service business. I don't sell products yet, maybe in future. But okay, we can
just to understand how someone would do it is what I'm curious about.
Sure. So let me tell you. Let's suppose you are the client.
Yeah.
And I'm the vendor. And I have this watch to sell. Right? I wouldn't say I sell this watch and I sell the equipments, the belt also. Come to me, take this belt, right? And we have varieties in the belt also, right? Not just talking about the accessories, talking about the features, the outcomes. Yeah. This can be your Fitbit, not just the watch, right? And this will give you your all the health related parameters. You can see how many steps you have been to and how many hours you worked out, and every numbers you can just check on one click, right?
Yeah.
And also it is very unique, right? It is very trendy, it is fashionable. You can wear it with any of your clothes, whether you're doing your interviews or meetings, where you are going outside in a party. It is very fashionable and trendy. See how I'm wearing it, right? While doing the interview, the podcast. And the functionality is more than just being the health app. It has a health app, it has a trackers, it can record your activities, and you'll be able to find out at the end of the day how many hours you worked out, how many steps you have taken the full day, and also it has the reminder.
Yeah.
You can just give reminders, and then it will help with your calendar, right? So a lot of facilities which you'll get. It is not just the watch, it is kind of your tracker, which tracks all of your activities, whether it's related to your work, your health, your time, your calendars, everything in just one go.
Wow. No, I'm tempted to check it out.
Did I sell it to you? Oh my god.
Yeah, 10 on 10. And I think one thing I also noticed is you didn't sell the watch, you sold the emotion of desire.
Desire, right?
Yeah.
All in one go. This is all in one, right? Fashionable, yet trendy, yet workful, right? It is.
Yeah.
It will be helpful in all the way, right? So I think instead of selling, okay, this is looking beautiful, this has this nice strap, we have other straps too. Once you buy this, you will get 5 other straps. No, sell the features,
Yeah.
solve the problem, right? See, I always believe on one thing, Sumit, WIIFM. I learned this from my mentor, Mr. Darshan, right? When I was working as a digital marketing manager. It's 2016. So he asked me this, Sanjana, WIIFM. And I'm like, I was so new. I'm like, what is this? What's in it for me?
Ah,
No? See, that's the answer. What's sell the value, right? Don't just sell, okay, we have this, we have that. No. The value. What value this person, this service, this product is driving in my life? Is it solving my problem? Simple. It's all about whether it's services, whether it's product, whether it's a brand, it's all about that. Maybe it is solving some kind of problem, whether it's related to fashion, whether it's related to your work, life, something, health. It's everything is solving the problem. If you solve the problem, you are in. If you are just selling it, you are out.
makes sense. And I really love the energy you bring to this podcast, and I'm assuming to your client pitches as well. So, how do you maintain that authority, calm, and composure during your pitches?
So I'll tell you something. Whenever there is a pitch, right? It is never for me. It's, as I said, right? It's been long. It is never like a pitch. We just talk. We communicate. There will be a proposal for sure, which I need to define. I need to explain. Scope of works and everything. But again, as I said, there should be a clarity.
Yeah.
Clients and any person is not buying SEO and social media. They are buying the clarity which is coming from you, coming with you. They are buying the outcomes, right? They are believing in you, and then they are going ahead. And by thinking, okay, this person said this, we need to do, and she has that clarity. If we go by her, whatever she's presuming or whatever she's predicting, okay, we might succeed, right? So I think clients, they buy clarity, they buy outcomes, they don't just buy services, right? So if you say, okay, if you need to succeed on your pitch or anything, I would say be very clear about the problem they are facing. Ask them, right? Communicate. It just understand them, right? Basically, standards, what I have noticed in this journey, there are 4 or 5 problems in general. Maybe the people don't know anything about the brand awareness, lead issue, right? Lead generation is the issue. Maybe that's the problem. Trust is the issue, right? So communication, right? And conversion. So 4 or 5 things are the important, I would say, or the standard issues the brand faces, right? You need to understand that. Listen to them, understand their problem statement, right? Clarify, be very clear about the requirements, and suggest whatever matches those requirements. Don't go beyond the beyond the requirements, like we
Yeah.
have this, we have that. No, never. I mean, it's a very we don't need to be emotional. We don't need to be very money. We shouldn't be having that money making mindset. At the same time, we need to be having that emotional resilience, I would say, right? That is
Okay.
very important. Just be genuine, realistic, clear, and just be you, right? And it comes in the flow. It comes, as I said, right? It comes over the experience of years and work culture you have been through and everything. It is so natural, right? That's how I deal usually.
Okay. That is, yeah, I mean, when you are able to do it in that sort of way, where you're focusing on clarity, I think the calm and composure comes on its own.
Correct. The moment you know, right, what you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I say, if people come to me and say, okay, we have this problem, and then I need 1 hour or 2 hour to understand, okay, this is the issue, and then I exactly know what we need to do, right? And then once you are okay with it, once you have budget in place, once you have clarity, okay, this is the scope of work, this is the volume, this is the timeline, this is the budget. You are very clear. Then it's there is no confusion there.
Makes sense. And what is the difference you see between female entrepreneurs today and male entrepreneurs? Because one thing I have noticed with some of my female friends who are entrepreneurs, they tell me male clients constantly interrupt. They don't take you as seriously. They don't listen much. So how do you deal with this, and what are some differences you see?
Frankly speaking, Sumit, there might be a case, might be a few cases, but I didn't see much value in it. I don't see much. See, they won't take you seriously if they think you don't know. If you have that face in front of them, if you lack in confidence, right? So whether you are a female or a male, this is nothing related to the gender, I would say. There's not a gender bias thing or something.
Okay.
I don't think so, right? For me, it is not the gender. I would say it happens when you lack in confidence, right? Then they have this audacity to, to interrupt you, multiple times, even during your pitches, right? Or maybe they cut down and say, no, you don't know, whatever. I don't see, this is not gender bias thing.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. It is just the way you talk, you communicate, and how much confident you are. If you lose in your confidence, people will just take over you. Simple. This is the rule, right? You should know your thing. Simple. If you are clear, you have answers, nobody can interrupt you. Whether it's a female, male, I didn't find this because I worked, trust me, in this 14 years, right? Almost 13, 14 years time, I worked with all male colleagues. Hardly 2 or 3 female colleagues in over the years.
Okay.
Mostly male, right? Even when I pitched to the client, mostly male, right? I didn't find this difficult.
You didn't find it? Okay.
Yeah, maybe for some people, but it depends who are saying that. Are they kid? As I said, right? You need to face it for over the years, and then you can conclude, okay, this is the problem, patriarchy or whatever, right? I don't think so. Especially in tech, IT industry, digital, it is very fair. I mean, maybe in a different industry, maybe, I don't know. In tech and digital, it is very fine, I would say. I didn't face anything like that till today. Touch wood.
I understand that probably it's something you haven't faced. But again, we talked about confidence and how when we lack confidence, people do interrupt you often. So let's say somebody is there who isn't so confident with their pitch or keeps getting interrupted. Even though they feel confident, for some reason they keep getting interrupted. They're not allowed to finish. They find themselves often rushing through their pitches. What advice would you have for them?
I would say define the boundaries.
Okay.
Right? I mean, define the boundaries as in you can say at very first, I'm going to explain this 20, 30 slides. And in between, I will give you the time to ask questions. And we can pause for 5 minutes for all your questions. At first, you can define that, right? Once you define it, right, I don't think so people will interrupt, because this much I think everybody understands that. Still, if they faces the issue, you need to handle it. That's what I can say. It's better to define at very first before you start your pitch. Like, we have this many slides to go through, and I'm going to explain each and every strategy, the scope of work, the activities we are going to perform. And then if you have any questions, you can ask me in between, or once we finish everything, after finishing every 5 slides or 10 slides, I will give you 5 minutes time to, ask your questions, whatever, if you feel there is anything unclear, or if you have doubt about it, just ask me, right? So let me finish this and then we'll discuss. So there should be a 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever in between, or maybe after this, once you go through the presentation, there should be some time where people can ask questions. So I think we need to define this at first before we start our pitch, right? That will be easier. Otherwise, people will be just not every the mature people usually they don't do that. They listen, right? But yeah, if there are people who are, as I said, younger enough, who are very excited to know about things. They want to just know right away. They want all the answers right away. They might do these things, but not the grown-up people, I would say. And yeah, we can define that, and we can say, even if we feel, oh my God, this guy is interrupting me in after 4 lines or 5 lines or 6 lines, you can just shut them off, as in you can just say, you know what, let me explain this, and then I'll come to you, then I'll get back to you, and then you can ask all your questions.
Got it. I think I really love this point of defining your boundaries, because if we do that, there is mutual clarity between you and the client. So of course that reduces the friction.
100%. Sumit, always, I would say this: defining boundaries in your personal life versus professional life. 100%. Even with your clients, your pitches, whether you get that project or not, no worries. It's okay not to get it. Just be clear about it. It's okay. Leave it. But define your boundaries. Otherwise people will sit on your head, and instead of winning, you will lose. Right? Yeah. Even the mental peace, because there is no money which you can, which can cover your mental peace thing, right? So it is good to define boundaries with every project, with every communication, with every pitch at first, in a nicer way. You shouldn't be rude, definitely not. Very nice, calm way, deliver, communicate, simple. That's it.
Having that gentle communication.
Listen to them. Okay, it's fine. We don't need to be rude to solve any problem. Simple. Very simple. No need to be rude to solve any problem. Even you feel frustrated during this interruptions or during the pitch or whatever because of the client, no need to react. Just don't react. Okay, communicate what you want to say in a nicer way. Still, they are the clients, right? We are the service provider, right? We are the partners, would-be partners. So we need to maintain that.
Okay, so not being in a reactive state is quite important.
I would say never be on a very reactive, because there is no use of it. There's no use, there's no outcome. What is the use of showing anger to your client? While even if they are understanding or not, it's okay. You
True.
need to explain 5 times, 10 times, maybe 15 times. You should. That's our job. But we shouldn't be okay. I'm so frustrated. This guy is not understanding. No, no use. Even this is not solving the problem, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, even if you feel okay, I can crush this person's head, feel inside. Okay? Feel everything inside. Don't show it on your face. Simple. Because that is not going to solve any problem. You will lose it instead of getting it. Right? Even
Yeah.
throughout, if the client is in, they are in that contract phase, or maybe they're about to join us, or whatever. Throughout, I'm saying that behavior needs to be there, has to be maintained.
Got it.
And even there are disagreements, it happens, it is very common. Disagreement you will face in each and every part of your life, right? Even in your personal life, with your family, even at work, it is very natural. It is okay. How we solve it, that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And now let's talk about one of my favorite topics, which is rejection and embarrassment. So I think a couple of questions to firstly get into rejection. But before we get into that, was there a bit of embarrassment when you left your high paying job and became a founder? Because of course the family would be like, there is so much safety right now. Why are you leaving it all for this risky thing? And how did that feel?
Okay. So, Somit, basically, in my case, it was different. Okay. We always knew that I will do this at some point of time, right?
Okay.
My family knew this. My husband was aware of it, and I already decided, right? And when I decide something, especially in my case, and I think people must do this, right? Be sure about, have backups, right? You need to have your backup in place. As I said, right, 5 years you are going to work on something, you should have enough backup. That's what you get when you are calm, organized, structured, and you know what you're doing, the clarity, the knowledge, the expertise, everything. Once you have all that in place, frankly speaking, nobody even asks you. Nobody asks, because I manage my expenses by my own. I didn't even ask, oh, I'm running my company, I started my company, I have this problem, that problem, how would I manage my expenses, can you help me? If you have that sort of character or behavior, then might be people may think, oh, there is a problem or something. But if you are defined enough, you have your backup in place, you're financially sound, very, very important. So then there is no questions, right?
Okay.
And that's the reason I didn't face, touch wood, no embarrassment. People are proud of me, and my family, they are everything. Everybody is supported enough, and yeah, no problem as such. We are going good. We are running fine. 2-3 clients are in place. Everything is good. I planned it with if you plan something, with a very structured way, right? And backed up financially, very, very important, then there is no embarrassment. It is an achievement, I would say. It is not an embarrassment, not at all. I mean, it needs a lot of guts.
Yeah.
Not at all, I think, I'm not saying because I have worked, I was a working employee, right? Maybe a year back. So I would say there's nothing downside about it, but it is a very high side and upside about it if you are running anything by your own, and you need to be proud of it, not to embarrass about anything. Even if you don't have any clients, it's okay, client will come. That doesn't define you, right? Or if you are not achieving something, because it takes time, it is a process, right? You started and things doesn't work like this. Maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. Only thing is, you should be planned enough. Plan should be in place. Money should be in place. If both the things are good enough knowledge, expertise, very very important. If you know what you're doing, then there is no embarrassment. You don't need any support, frankly speaking. If you know, right? Even no one support. If you're clear headed, then no embarrassment, no problem, no rejections. Even there are rejection, okay, it's a part of life. Maybe you might get rejected one time, maybe two times, maybe three times, but things will work out as soon as you are clear enough, right? Your head is in place, your money is in place, then you are backed up, and then okay, try and do things. I think it's a good choice to take, and our entrepreneur always should be proud of, because it takes so much to run things on your own. Not everybody's cup of tea. 100%. Job, a person can do 9 to 5. Anybody. Not everybody can be entrepreneur. Right? No.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People starts. Nowadays it's a trend to start a company and everything, right? But who makes it? Who makes it down the line? 10 years, 20 years, maybe 15 years, maybe even 5 years. Who are clear headed and backed up and have a plan in place.
Yeah.
That's very important.
And yeah, I love this point about trusting yourself is an achievement, because oftentimes I find people, even in the public speaking space, they say, I went on stage, it did not go as planned, and it was so embarrassing. But trusting yourself is an achievement, whether it's in business, in communication, anywhere.
See, confidence is the key. People say 100%.
Yeah.
But there is a very fine line between being confident and overconfident, right? So you must know, are you confident or you are overconfident? Don't be overconfident. Don't over pressurize yourself or over predict. Be realistic. If you are realistic enough, backed up, planned, organized, structured, you know what you're doing, then it's fine. You don't even need to answer anybody. Right? I'm not just saying it, I do it myself, right? Nothing is just I'm saying it. This is the reality.
I get that. And of course, as a founder, we all have our crazy founder stories. Like, I remember when I started Speak with Sumit, I got a phone call saying, do you want to teach at a college? And that time I was 21. And this college wasn't in Bangalore, it was in a small town. So for like 2 hours, I thought about it. Should I go for it? Should I not? I hadn't got my first gig yet. And I ended up doing it. And it was a great experience. So what is your crazy founder story, Sanjana? Anything that you didn't expect to do, but you did it and worked your way?
See, founder story as in, you know what, I do consult as well. Right? I just don't provide services in my company. I do consult personally, right?
Yeah.
I'm a consultant as well for the brands, right? So sometimes it happens due to the connections, or there is not people call me, right? In my previous, it's been I remember my college, right? Even they call me to just speak to the students and motivate them and everything, and it's fine, right? Everything is a great experience. Take it the way you said, right? The way you mentioned, it was a great experience. It was my first time. Take your first gig, whether it's a small or big. Simple. I always did it. Like, I never say no. I say no. As I said, I draw the boundaries, but not in a no mode from the very first. I see, okay, even if there are no opportunities, but there are benefits which I'm giving to others, I say yes to it. Okay? Because I feel if I have something, if you have knowledge, why not to share?
Yeah.
Right? So, yes, I do have stories where I didn't expect, somebody very, I met with a VP of a very renowned company. Sorry, I can't take a name here.
Yeah.
So I got a call from the person, and the person asked me to meet, right? And it was in Dubai. I also work from Dubai. As I said, it's my second home. So it happened on Dubai, right? So I met that person, and I mean, that person is a board of member, right? The very big shot. We all kind of know the person, right? So that was very unpredictable, and it was exciting, and I learned a lot, right? Just with that half an hour talk, maybe it was for half an hour, and it was for consulting reason, but for the company, and I do consult on and off
Yeah.
whenever it is required, whenever it is needed. So that was the unpredictable thing which happened to me, and I got it through reference. Mostly everything till today, I get things from referrals from my previous mentors, whom I have worked with, or maybe my previous brands. That's what you make. You create this value, and that's how you get things. So it happens, and I'm always ready for it. I mean, if people say, okay, this is the case, Anjana, can you do it? I check my timelines. I see if I have any prior commitment, right? Not just jumping on it, checking, okay, if I can do that, if my work, my time aligned with it, then I do it. Yeah.
Okay. And of course, you've been telling me about how Dubai is your second home. And firstly, I'm really glad you and your family are safe. And what was the chaos like? Because, of course, the war has started and you came back to Bangalore recently. How did it affect your business?
It did. It did. See, frankly speaking, I would say people are safe there. Okay. My husband is still there, and I'm here due to some work related, because I'm based in Bangalore. My team is based in Bangalore. I do visit. I have a home, my house in Bangalore, and second home is always Dubai. So I go on and off, stay there. I do have real estate clients from UAE, from Dubai. Many real estate agencies I do work for. So we got affected 100%. I wouldn't lie here. Yes, our marketing campaigns, right, which was basically dependent on that, image of Dubai. As of now, we stopped it, but we are hopeful things will be fine, right? So it has, I can see that certain effect on business front, 100%. But I would believe it will restart. Many of the new clients meetings have cancelled, by the way, and then they said, because it was so unpredictable. I was there. It was all started on 28th February around somewhere. I remember. And then we didn't, we were like, what is happening, right? We never thought of it. We never even imagined, okay, this something, because it's so peaceful. Dubai is always so peaceful. So many opportunities, always so bright, cheerful, that energy. People are running behind, not just the money, I would say. They have this, energy, okay, just get it, just do it, right? So that I can see little, it's very quiet now, but I think things will be fine, and I'm waiting for the right time. It has certain effects on the business for sure, but it will be better. In another 6 months, I'm predicting it might take another 6 months, and I'm hoping this needs to stop, so that we can restart a few things. And few things are already, people are running their businesses. It is still, for a few businesses there are challenges, but for a few, some people find opportunity, right? People are investing, right? More. So there are risk takers who thinks there are opportunities. So still people are investing, doing their things. So it depends which kind of business you are in, and what's your forte, and how you think, how you process, right? But I hope 6 months things would be better.
Understood. And of course, one thing that I've always been curious about is, as a founder, people spend decades building their systems, building their businesses, and something uncertain happens like COVID or this war. So how do you even prepare for it? How do you deal with it? And what about the mental stress side of it? I mean, Of course, with the business, you can build new systems, but what about the mental aspect?
So I'll tell you, Sumit, as you know, like I would say being digital is one of the, um, I would say one of the, the best thing happened to the world going on digital, being on cloud, right?
Yeah.
So my work, most of the things is digital, right? We do everything remote. The way you plan your system matters the most, right? I would suggest even to people who are listening to us, keep everything on cloud, try to be remote, run your business remotely, understand how this remote work culture works. If you are remote, if your process is defined to take that remote work culture and everything, if you are planned digitally, then I think it won't stop you. Even if it is corona sort of situation, even if it is, as I said, I am still running my services, my business and everything. If you are remote, if you are on cloud, everything is on web, right?
Yeah.
Everything is on cloud. Then definitely your offline marketing campaigns might get affected, right? Anything which is related to offline marketing, right? Maybe the campaigns, right? Maybe the events that will get affected, but not your digital side of it. Digital campaigns, your web will always work, right? So if you're planned more to be on a digital side than to be on a offline, you're on a plus.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. So in my case, I'm fully digital, fully remote. All our process, all our system, everything on web, right? Nothing on system basis or anything. Everything is on cloud. Yeah. If something happens to the cloud, that's a big deal. Not easy. Yeah, that would be a big crisis then, right? But right now, if you are digitally sound, every business must be digital, right? Once you are digitally sound, I think half of your problems gone. Right?
Okay.
And
What about the mental pressure?
Mental pressure will be there. I won't lie on that, but you need to deal with it because this is the time, right? It is not like earlier. Earlier, everything was a smooth. We didn't face this firing, this, that, a lot of things. War, we never saw in our life. Now we are seeing everything. Like within 1 month, I think the bombing, the missile attack, and everything was happening. We were there, like my family and I. So we faced everything. And frankly speaking, I'll tell you my story. There is a client whom I'm working with. It's a Canadian client, Canadian healthcare provider. It's been 3 years we are together in this project. I'm handling their CRM. So they are in Canada. They are Canada based.
Yeah.
But I'm in Dubai, right? Everything is happening. I was still working. Not even a single day we stopped calling, having a call, discussing, because there everything was a smooth, right?
Yeah.
In Canada, everything is good. Things are going fine. Whether it's a war situation or whatever situation, the show must go on. So, it was a mental pressure, but you just can't talk about it all the time. You can't just show up, oh, I'm in so much, I have headache. I can see missiles. They are intercepting everything. I can see on through my windows. I can't just go back and forth and discuss that. I mean, we need to somehow detach it. I think I would say a little detachment policy you should have. As I said, emotional resilience. That is very important for any business person, any founder, any director, any higher position person. Emotional resilience, your capability to be detached of certain situation. That detachment, even in your personal life, even in your functional, working, whatever, professional life, the detachment policy should be there. So, okay, be detached. Okay, morning this happened. Now what? You have to be, like presentable enough. And just go and present yourself, simple. This happens and happening. So that's how we manage. Yeah. And that's what I tell to my team as well. I mean, I'm just training the same way I am. And yeah, maybe it's working.
I get that. Okay, I think now I have an interesting hypothetical question for you. So, I'm assuming you have a sales team, correct?
Yes, I do have. Not a big team, not a big sales team, two BDs.
Okay, so let's say your sales team started out knowing nothing about sales and you had only 60 seconds to teach them sales. After that, you're not allowed to teach them. So, what would you tell them that would help them get started in those 60 seconds? I'm curious about that.
Good. I will talk about that 60-second. But first thing I want to mention, in a sales team, it's better to hire a little experienced person, at least 4 to 5 years experienced, who understand. Otherwise, it will be a disaster, I would say.
Obviously, yeah.
And you will not get. I will never take somebody who is very fresh and new, especially on sales, on BD role. Never. So avoid that, guys. If somebody is.
No, but in this hypothetical, to make it challenging.
Yes, if it is 60-second, even to my sales team, I would say don't sell services. I would say one thing: listen to them, listen, understand their problem. Just listen to them first, talk to them, listen to them, understand their problem, create a requirement document, right? Do the requirement analysis. So listen, right? Understand their problem statement, draw a requirement document or do the requirement analysis, right? I think that's the standard 2-3 things which they need to do. Later on, anyway, we discuss on proposal and things like that, where I think the little higher person or an experienced manager, they go and pitch, but not the salesperson. I would say salespeople are mostly okay. Talk to them. Just I would say maintain that relationship, build a relationship, right?
Okay.
So listen to them, understand their problem, build a relationship, right?
Okay.
Then I think that's the 3 things they should do, and rest can be taken care. Initially, it shouldn't sound like, okay, we are there to sell you something and we don't care, right? Just take it. You know how this irritating it is once you get these calls from salespeople and they keep telling you know what, ma'am, why can't you book this? Why can't you come to us? It is that irritating, and I know this very well. So don't call them so much. Don't overdo things. Just be on a very real side. Be interesting. Be mindful. Be communicative. Be expressive, and understand.
Right? To find the human side.
And 100% the emotional ground, right? Build that relationship. I think the salespeople must have one task and must do one job very properly: building relationship. Right?
Okay.
Selling is fine; it will happen by time. Building a relationship is important. That's how you run the game, right? That's how even the client stays for 3 years. Yes, there are actual work, 100%, but there are lows and highs. The time of lows, right? How you survive, because you need to explain. Okay, this might impact it. This is the problem. Why we failed here? Okay, just give us 2 months of time. Give us. This will happen if you have relationship with them, right?
Yeah.
Not everything is not just because of the money and because of you are too good and there are best people in the market, but you win because you have that relationship, right? You know how to keep them, right? That is very important, I think. For my BDs, that's the only thing I would care for. How good they are on communication, building relationship, and listening. right? And rest will be taken care. Yeah.
I get that. If you focus on building that relationship, it'll last for years. You get the same client again and again, that retention increases.
Yeah, retention increases and it saves your cost, right? It is a good business move, I would say. Right? It is, as I said, not just the relationship, things work parallelly, but it is one part of it. You just
Okay.
can't get rid of it. You should have some relationship. Maintain your tempo and have that relationship, and
Okay.
your communication clarity will work anyway.
Uh-huh. Okay, so now let's say there is $1 million client, so they have $1 million project, and 5 people are there in your industry, including yourself, who have gone for a pitch. And they have similar experience. Let's say all of them have a decade of experience. How would you build leverage in your pitch so that you get that $1 million project instead of your competitors?
Very interesting question. Interesting. So, see, in this case, right, it is also a luck. Sometimes your luck also comes in place, right? I would not say just the luck, the expertise, how you presented yourself during that pitch, right? What is your expertise in terms of the similar industry? Did you work with the similar clients on the similar base with the similar budget? Which kind of campaigns? How you can win? You can win in few parameters, right? Did you work with the similar client, any competitors before, or the similar industry, similar pace, similar budget, right? If that is a yes, you are on the board for sure, right? Expertise helps, knowledge helps, quality helps, but then there are 5 other people who are pitching, the 5 other company who are pitching together. So I'm sure they will see, okay, who worked with the similar clients in the past, what are their retention rates, what are the ROIs, right? Then you talk about your KPIs, right? What KPIs? You need to talk about your KPIs, the numbers, right?
Yeah.
I think you can win if you know the numbers,
Okay.
right? So I think create that trust. Expertise will play a huge role. Any prior experience with the similar industry, and the numbers, right?
Okay.
Did you manage even the $1 million business before? If no, then why? Why they will even choose you? So I think the budget, your prior experience, prior client base, the numbers, what did you achieve with that number, what was the ROI, the conversion, the KPIs, everything needs to be mentioned. That's the only way, I think, when there are 5 others, then that's where the game changes, when you talk about numbers and how you achieved it, what you have done. So you should you should present your case studies, you should know your game, and a genuine one, right?
Okay.
Only I would say you will be in. Otherwise, the other will take over.
Uh-huh. And is there a better way to communicate that information? Like, you have your numbers and all of that, but would you probably use storytelling, or would you directly go for a PPT? How would that work?
So the good way is case study.
Okay.
See, I'll tell you, in my OXDIGI Media, in my company, we have case studies. We prepare PDFs on particular clients, right? So always I would suggest to have case studies, a document which is properly document with the introduction, challenges, right? How did we fix this challenges? How did we solve the problem? And how much we spent to solve the problem, right? The spend is important, the numbers, and how did we achieve it? How much we achieved it? How much we, committed versus how much we got back, your ROI, right? So everything needs to be documented, right? With the numbers, with the graphs, that's how we create it. So I would rather present a case study than just talking about it and just telling the stories, because the story is one thing. When it comes to $1 million client or a very higher level clients, there should be case study which you need to present. You
Okay.
can hide, you can hide your brand name if there is any confidentiality issue or anything, but
Yeah.
your numbers can remain same, right? So I think it should be documented very well and can be shared with the client if
Got it.
required.
Okay. And I'm curious, Sanjana, how would you teach negotiation to a people pleaser? Because people pleasers really struggle with saying no and they just go with the first offer on the table. So, how would you teach negotiation to a people pleaser?
So you mean the people pleaser are getting the offer in hand or they are not getting the offer?
Okay, so let's say this people pleaser is on a client call and they charge $5,000, but the client is like, can you do it for $3,000? Now, the initial thought a people pleaser will have is, okay, let me do it, yes. But of course, we have to stick to our prices. So, how can they change their mindset on that?
See, I think there are people pleasers in the industry, and good for them, right? If they can compromise on the profit, on the margin side, with the same quality, if they need it at any cost. Some people, they do it at any cost. They want this project, they want this brand, and they don't care about the profit and margin, but they will still provide the same quality. Then it is fine, right? But I would say, when you're saying $5,000 to getting into $3,000, is it for the same scope of work? Because if there are XYZ scope of work, and to achieve XYZ we need $5,000, and you are saying you will give the same XYZ with $3,000, maybe possible, but I don't know with the same quality. In my case, I would suggest, don't give XYZ, give XY or give X only, and explain them. Instead of pleasing them, just tell them, if there is a XYZ scope of work, then this would be the price. If we are compromising on a scope of work or the quality or the creativity, right, because of the money, then it should be decreased, right? Decrease the scope of work and talk about it. Be very clear about it, right? And then say, okay, we can do it in $3,000, but in that case, you will get only X. You won't get Y and Z, right? And that's a fair deal. If the person understands, then they will understand. See, if the client is expecting something which is impossible, then you need to clarify it. If the client, sometimes clients are unclear, they don't know what they want. They can say anything, but you can't promise them, right? You know your game. You know how much each service cost, or how much time we need for this activity, and how much we need to pay to our employee or our team member or whatever. You know that number. Somebody is coming to you and being a very unclear mind, and what is it even fair to do it? No, not at all. You need to know if it is even a realistic expectation, and you need to be very clear about it. Okay, if I provide XYZ, this much will be the budget. Be accommodative. I'm not saying say no to it. Some things can be done, right? Won't please them, because see, if you please them now, what if they expect that will become their standards? What if they expect, okay, no, you have done this in the past, right? No, I have seen this agency have done the same thing. Then you go to that firm, you go to that agency, you go to that company, right? If you're coming to us with certain expertise, with certain quality, this is what we provide in this much, we can definitely give that timeline, okay, give that 30 days, 90 days, 60 days timeline, adjust. It is fine. We can be accommodative, but can't be unrealistic. Right?
Yeah.
Right? If it is a $5,000 job, then it is a $5,000 job. Define it. Why it is a $5,000 job. Correct? Why it can't be possible on $3,000? If they say, okay, so see, right now my budget is 3,000. Can we do only this for this? Okay, no problem. Plan the secondary YZ, right, for the phase 2.
Yeah.
Give some phase 1, then phase 2, then phase 3. Be accommodative in phase 1. Just accelerate it. Show them some results. Okay. But even in both the cases, both should understand each other's point of view.
That makes sense. Yeah. I really like this point. Yeah. Because oftentimes we think it's either yes or no, but the trick is to find the in between.
In between, adjust, be accommodative, but don't be unrealistic.
Yes.
Right? Be real. And if it is required, then this is required. If we can't do it in this phase 1, we can do it in phase 2, but we will charge the same amount. Because these are the things we need to perform. Right? So if you don't have budget as of now, no problem. Let's plan it for the next phase. But this is what we can do as of now.
Yeah, that's fair. And my final question for you, Sanjana, is would the 80-year-old version of you be proud of the life you have lived?
Wow. Wow. Oh my God, yes. Not even 80-year-old. Who knows? 80 is too long in this environment. Hopefully 80 is too long. Really? I'm proud of myself even now. My whole journey. We will do some session on the personal, when you will do some session, later on, when you will become so big, then we'll plan of some personal session. I'll tell you my life journey. 100%. 200%. I'm even proud of myself now. I'm just not being overconfident. I'm very confident. I see through my journey, where I came from, how I achieved, how much I achieved, in numbers, right? Yeah. With data. Not just, being proud of myself of not doing anything. No. It's a journey, right? It's a learning. And it's a passion, right? Passion for many things, right? Everything, yeah. The personal life, the professional life. I'm proud of everything, yeah. My decision making and everything, yeah. I'm very sure about it. Not overconfident, confidence backed up with data. 100%. In my personal life, real life, everything is numbers, data, and I see it through that. So, I have been good for people. I have done it for myself, and the people who are associated with me. They learned, they grow. Yeah.
Makes sense. And I'm sure there must have been a lot of sacrifices, a lot of hard work to get through.
Hard work. There is no shortcut, Sumit. I'm telling you this, no shortcut in life. I don't know the shortcut. There is only the journey. You learn, you do hard works. There are times where I work in the morning also. I have clients for the US and Canada, so they have the evening times. Like throughout the day I work, even now, and I'm happy about it. I'm very satisfied. This is how I want my life to be, right? It is not just I'm working under pressure. No, it is fine, right? And this is what I wanted for me, right? I don't spend time or 20 hours or 8 hours in the kitchen or what. This is how I want my time to be utilized, right? By working, by sharing my knowledge, by doing something, exploring, traveling, a lot of things to do. So 100%, like a lot of work. I can't tell you, a lot of work, hard work, learning, study, education, like many degrees I own. So a lot of things, right? Not just saying by working you get things. No, you need to read, learn, being full-time reader, a lot of things. So with all your work, you need to manage your time, do a proper time management, then it is possible. And you will get it what you want.
Yeah. I'm so happy that you have done so much and you've achieved so much, and really proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sumit. And great session, great podcast. I think this is my first time here.
Really?
Yeah. Like I have done some videos, interviews. Those are like not on a podcast thing, because nowadays everywhere you can see this podcast. And I'm definitely planning to start something of my own. It is very interesting, and I would love to. And thank you so much for this.
Yeah, exactly. And I also love the discussion we had today. I learned a lot of things in aspect to pitching, in aspect to negotiating, and thank you for those insights. And those of you watching at home, I hope this was an insightful discussion. We'll see you in a brand.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.